Hi, Stefanos.
Hey, Ansam.
How are US sanctions against Russia a victim of their own success?
Well, regulators, I think, often measure the success of sanctions, especially those against Russia, by how much they reduce revenues going there. Sanctions are foreign policy tools, so it's important to think about how we measure them. But I would say that they're a victim of their own success in a few ways. One way that we can say that they're a victim of their own success is the emergence of the dark fleet. So now there's a whole fleet of vessels that are usually older, that usually don't have to follow the same rules and regulations as the majority of ships worldwide, that are operating in what we call dark trades between Russia, China, and other sanctioned countries worldwide. And this is a concern, and why sanctions are a victim of their own success, because these trades pose several threats to the maritime industry as well as the foreign policy goals of the U.S. These vessels don't transact in U.S. dollars, so the more that maritime trade occurs outside of U.S. dollars, it creates a risk to the United States because U.S. dollar dominance is a strategic concern to the U.S. Also, from the environmental side, it's important that for decades, the international system has set up means of coverage for spills, for insurance, for environmental issues, and the fact that these dark fleet vessels operate outside the strictures of the established system means that if there's a spill, if there's a collision, if there's health or safety issues, it's not sure who would cover those. Finally, it's really interesting to think about the fact that uh, sanctions can be a victim of their own success. The idea is that any tool that you use, sometimes the more you use it, the more you blunt it. So if you're so successful that you create a system, or that you incentivize the creation of a system that can operate outside of the norms of what you're trying to stop, then it creates risk of the future effectiveness for tools like sanctions. So I think that's how sanctions against Russia, have been a victim of their own success.
Thank you so much, Stefanos. Bye bye.
Bye bye.